Hello from Beer Australia Reviews, and today I'm at the Margaret River Brew House with Joe, who's one of the brewers at Margaret River Brew House. So Margaret River Brew House, it's where it sounds, it's in the Margaret River region of southwest of Western Australia, and it's a brew pub, it's a venue where you can come along and have like a meal. We were here a couple of days ago and had a pizza. Great food, great service as well, but also they've got some beers as well, so I'll come back to these in a minute. But Joe, tell us please about the brew house. So, when did it open, that sort of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Can I take the mask off?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Perfect. Yeah, so the Margaret River Brew House has been situated about 150 metres out of Margaret River. Yep. So a nice hop, skip and a jump, that's for sure, from town. So we've been open for 6 years, brewing since day one, with a big kind of family-friendly, family-focused venue, which does great pub grub and equally matching beers for sure. Oh, well, we're definitely here for the beers today. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so whereabouts are the beers brewed? Now, I actually found this out just now. Oh, yeah, there you are. Yeah, so I was going to say, because every other time I've never been up to this part here, and I didn't realise that was where you brewed the beers. I know. And a lot of customers, a lot of locals, they didn't know that it was brewed on site, so we brew all of our beers on site. Yep. We have done since day one. Yep. And yeah, it's not the biggest of breweries, that's for sure, but the way that we're pumping them out, that's for, we kind of turn around a lot of beers. So the ingredients, like the barley and stuff that you put into the beers, is that sourced locally at all, or? We use all Australian base malt, so Joe White maltings from over east, but we kind of embrace lots of different beer styles. So we've got like English style ales, so we source a little bit of Simpson's malt from back home in the UK, which is perfect for those styles. But as much as we can, like our lagers, all Aussie malts, Aussie hops. Yep. And whenever we can, we really enjoy the Joe White signature ale. For all the bases for most of our beers. What about your hops? Can you actually? I've heard some rumours that you can get hops locally in Margaret River. Yeah, there's Ellerslie Estate. We've been in talks with them. We've actually not sourced any of theirs just yet, but it's in talks just now. Because we're such small scale, we'd have to brew a beer kind of to cater along those lines. But looking forward, that's kind of the pathway we want to focus on. Locally sourced and So how long have you been a brewer? I've been a brewer, industrial brewer, just about a year and a half, coming up 2 years. I've been a home brewer since I was, I won't say my 14, 15-year-old antics, but just maybe in my early 20s, running brew pubs back home in Scotland. I used to teach a little bit of home brew. And I just thought it was a bit of a passion project of mine, and just kind of once you've worked front of house and in the packaging and everything, you kind of have a whole new admiration for beer. Oh, we're getting in the sun. Right, okay, so tell us about the 3 beers that we've got here, because one of the reasons why Joe invited me over today is to sample their new session ale, which is like 3.5%. So I've got to admit, I did have a pint of this one a couple of days ago when we came round for a meal, so Fantastic. I do know about it. But please, tell us about your session ale first of all. So this session ale that we've got here, it's this one? That's absolutely, We've called it the Mermaid, so it's a mid-strength ale, nice and Mermaid, because our whole brand is where's your mermaid logo? The mermaid logo is just on the back here on the. Yeah, we'll find it in a minute. Absolutely. We'll make sure we get a good photo of your mermaid logo. Yeah. So it's a nice, approachable mid-strength, and what we've done here, we've got 3 batches. So this is batch number 2. And we've kind of experimented with lots of different hops, and this one is my personal favourite. I think it's the brewer's personal favourite as well. So who came up with the recipe then? So that was with Ryan, our head brewer. After our first batch, it was more straw-like pale and way more hazier and really tropical, kind of more like a New England style. And this one is just kind of going more the malt heavy with that hop blend to balance it out. So the hops that we're using in this one is Talus, Eclipse, and Strata.
It's got a lot of hop aroma on that one. It's also I'm getting like it smells even a little bit nettly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, they don't have nettles in Australia, I don't think,
Oh.
but it's like hops.
Oh, got you.
Nice, yeah.
So the interesting thing about this beer is,
It's very strong and bitter. So that's exactly the sort of beer what I really like, because I don't always want to have like a 7% beer and stuff and get smashed, because you don't need that every single time.
yeah,
So I like a 3.5% beer, but I like one with lots of flavour. So that's really hitting the spot for me. Thank you.
fantastic. Yeah. So the story behind these 3 hops actually is
Yep.
we occasionally bring out these single hop releases
Yeah.
in a West Coast IPA. So
Yeah.
going in the 6.5 to 7%.
Yeah, I've tried some of your.
Yeah,
I think
so
I tried
this-
your Strata.
Yeah, the Inside Out,
IPA. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
So we've actually just kind of chucked a blend. So we've done the Eclipse. That was keg release only. That was fantastic. It's
Yeah.
got a lot of kind of Simcoe-esque hop aroma, and it's really good to blend. And then we've got Talus, which is kind of orange citrus forward, and then that grapefruit comes out. And Strata, which is, I think, what brewers are using all over the joint, which
Yeah.
is great. So come together in a kind of you've got that like strong malt character that you're
Yeah.
right there, and it's quite a hard beer to get right with the
Yeah.
balance. You don't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
We've actually dialed back a lot of hops in it, but
Well, one of the things that I find with a brewer who knows what they're doing, they don't need to add extra stuff in, because you get, there's a few places even just around here where they keep on adding extra hops, and then they add marshmallows in, and then grapefruits in and all stuff like that. No, can you do a lighter style ale and do it good?
Yeah.
And to me, that's the test of a brewer, to see whether or not they can do that sort of beer. Okay then, now, next one. Which one is the pale ale?
that's
It's
the
the mid
dead
one.
centre, yeah.
Okay, so I rate the pale ale as your best beer.
Yeah.
Right. It's also definitely inside my top 5 beers from the Margaret River region.
Right,
Yep.
fantastic.
I might even say it's in the top 3.
Wow,
Is-
right.
Yep. So
Oh.
I've liked this one since the first time I tried it.
Yep.
I think I actually reviewed this one last year as well. That particular
Right,
one. So
fantastic.
let's give.
Let's give it a go. Oh, yep.
Yeah. Smooth, malty. It's still got a bit of hit of bitterness on there as well.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's tasting really good actually. It's been a while. Should have really tried these before, but
Yeah, okay. It's one of my favourite beers from around here. It's one of my favourite beers out there. So,
yeah, oh fantastic.
Yeah.
What we'd like to hear. It's a recipe we've kind of played around with.
Yeah.
When I first started here, we actually had a different hop bill to it. I think it was Willamette, Cascade, and Amarillo.
Yeah.
So now we've got it just down to Simcoe, Amarillo, and Columbus.
Yeah.
So yeah, just this 3. Less is more, I think, in beers,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
want to kind of get those.
Well, I've got to say, I actually do like a blend of different hops.
Yeah.
But if you put every single hop in there that you can find, it's going to end up like with less character probably.
Yeah.
You need to just have a certain number without overwhelming the thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
yeah. We've
Yeah.
played
It-
around with a lot of the malts as well, and yeah, we've got it dialed in. I think. Yeah.
Margaret River Brew House Pale Ale, one of my, I'm going to say, top 3 beers from the Margaret River region. It's up there with, well, my 2 other beers what I really like are Cheeky Monkey West Coast
Yeah.
Clear IPA, and also the Session Ale from
Colonial.
Colonial,
Small ale. I
yes,
do know
Colonial
that.
Small Ale,
Ah.
which is similar to that one, obviously, but this one's got like a darker, deeper flavour.
Yeah.
The Colonial one is a bit smoother,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, but okay, there we go.
Yeah,
Now-
that's great to hear.
Okay, now what is beer number 3?
Beer number 3 is a beer that we're actually going to be brewing a lot more of, just with the way that the market's going just now. So
Yeah.
this is a big, hazy, juicy IPA called In the Pines. So
In the Pines, yep. Okay, so it's a.
It's a New England style IPA.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got that aroma. It's plenty.
Oh, well, I mean, I like my IPAs. I mean, back in the UK, I used to go to a couple of real ale pubs where they had IPAs as a real ale, like a cask
Yeah.
conditioned beer
brilliant.
on a hand pump. Now,
my favourite beers.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So your challenge in the next year or two
Yeah, I got
is to get some proper hand pumps in.
I know. We used to have some back
Yeah.
in the day. Yeah, we did. And just it's just trying to convince a lot of people.
Right. I've found it's not the brewing of the beer, it's the serving of the beer. Because I've had this discussion. I've been speaking to a couple of the brewers in Perth as well. I won't mention any names, but they've got one of them is trying to get it out there this year during 2022.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, but the issue is not producing the beer; it's how you store it.
Yeah.
Because the pubs in Australia are just not geared up to have a cellar with cellar temperatures so that they can store the beers at like 12 to 14 degrees and leave them there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
That's the wonderful thing about the drinking culture here. It's changing all the time, but
I think there's going to be a market for it in the next a couple of years. But
fingers crossed.
Yeah, but I'm drinking Australian beer in the long run.
Yeah,
I still
absolutely.
expect to be doing this one in a few more years.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a recap on this one. Okay, we've got the Margaret River Brewhouse Mermaids, which is a 3.5% session ale. We've got the classic pale ale, and we've got the Nipa, which again, it's one of the top beers from around this part of the world. And I'm going to say thanks again, Joe, for inviting me along to taste the beers.
Pleasure. Yeah. I've always wanted to be in one of the videos.
Oh, you did? Oh, you've been? It's the second video that you've been in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. From Frio.
Yeah,
that
you
was
were
a bit of a blur to me as well.
Yeah. Right. Well, okay. Well, thanks for that one, Joe. Cheers for that one.
Cheers. Thank you.
We'll do one of them ones because we're still in mask situation.
Yeah,
so
we are.
yeah.
Oh, bring it on. Put away the pearly whites.
Thanks for watching.
There we are. Brilliant. Fantastic. Thank you.